somebody, and it was strange. I've got a trainer that'll vouch for him. I've got 9 witnesses almost that'll vouch for him. I don't think there's 5-9, but it's close to it. He's not vicious anymore.
How did you get that?
He didn't get fixed. I know, sir, and that's it. You know, it's never gone to court. I mean, part of the due process is I'm allowed to pay in court on this. And my dog has never injured anyone.
So I know the ordinance says it resembles.
This is dog ordinance. Actually, I've seen 2 different ones. One by both of them. How should I say this? When I moved here, and up until the current day, the vicious dog ordinance, section 205-080 reads as follows. If your dog is declared vicious, that number 1, in order to walk your pet outside of your home, he must follow a leash and muzzle law. My dog's always leashed. He's trained. Number 2 deals with confinement in the backyard. A cage, so many feet in the ground, to restrain the dog inside. That's if he's declared vicious inside the city limits. Number 3, I believe it was confinement. If your dog is declared vicious and he is an interior dog, which he is, he's a German Shepherd, he's with me, I'm disabled. Confinement, you cannot have a dog inside your home and have your doors open or your windows open, allowing the dog to be able to, your screen doors only to be able to retain the animal. Okay, I don't know if you have any pets. This is my 4th one. As far as German Shepherds, we've always owned it. So that was the ordinance, that I knew it, that the prosecutor represented to me in November when I received correspondence from him, that the chief of police came over to my house on May 6th. Buda's already gone through a number of stages of conviction already, based on some allegations from people across the street. I have several neighbors, none of them complain about my pet. My neighbor next door makes a joke about it. My dog just lays on the ground when we out in the backyard, you know. This is dog because we've discussed this before between the 2 of us. The young lady down the street, Jonas, I don't know if you know Devin and Jonas, Janice. He used to be the preacher, I believe. They're nice people. They don't have any issues. My dog isn't even allowed to bark at their pets, sir. He's not allowed to bark at anybody on the leash. Now, I mean, in the house, he's like any other dog. He protects my property. He'll bark at somebody if they walk by my fence, if somebody walks around my yard, not around my yard. But he used to be, and he's getting better at it through the training, everybody that walked down in front, he'd bark at them. And that's why I trained for, to stop that from happening. My neighbors, they don't bark as much as children. They don't bark at the children across the street. I've got videotape countless hours of them just sitting there not doing anything.
Well, first off, the mayor and the alderman have no jurisdiction. They said the ordinances have been in effect for years.
But the ordinance has changed.
And there are changes. One in there I know, I haven't read exactly, if they resemble a pit bull or 2 or 3 other breeds of dogs are not supposed to be in town. Because if we don't do that and something happens, then somebody can come back and say, well, you should have.
They're considered a vicious dog automatically by their breed. And I understand it because I've read a lot about that.
Once that is an ordinance, it's up to the police department and the chief
to enforce that ordinance.
Enforce the ordinance.
That's correct.
They enforce them. If they issue a ticket or a warning or anything, myself as mayor or the alderman, we cannot get involved in it by state law.
I understand that.
And you have to go to the judge, and he's the one that has to make the decision. If it has to go or it can stay, or whatever. So, it's going to be up to him, not up to me, and not up to...
I understand that, and that's what I'm waiting for, my due process. like to get to that point, but I haven't been given that option.
You haven't been given a ticket?
No, sir. I don't have the option to wait till my trial date.
Do you have a trial date?
Yes. My trial date is set for 7/24/013 because of the delay from the police, whoever sent the documents to the court system. There was delay in the discovery process. I don't know if it's me. I'm getting quite nervous, to be honest with you.
I didn't go to court last month. It's this Wednesday night again. I'm going to point to be there this week. I don't know why it's the 24th of July.
I've already been to court once. I do have an attorney representing me, Robert Davis. Okay. And I've corresponded with other attorneys because of a lot of other issues that's been involved with this other gentleman across the street. The threats, the gentleman showing up in my yard last month with a baseball bat threatening me. None of these people are being prosecuted for anything. This man across the street has attacked my children, basically. He's never been prosecuted for anything. This is the only other gentleman, besides my daughter, and one guy that we passed at the park. They complained that the first time when I started, because I always train my dog, that's what you recommended to train the dog, if you're familiar with training. They recommend that you take the animal to a park where there's children playing, people walking, birds, squirrels, distractions. You teach them not to react to these people. And Buda is trained well out there. He's been training for over a year now. He will not react to one single thing on a leash because he's not allowed to. He heels, he stays, he does all his basic commands, and he is excellent at it. He's been given an A twice. He's been in 2 classes. As of October of 2012, I went to the court. My dog his vaccination had expired for his rabies. I got that updated, by the way. He went to his quarantine period. As of October 2012, my dog was found vicious and he wasn't allowed to be on the city streets without a leash. I know you know hunting. Okay, I have talked to him. In fact, I like him. I think of him as kind of a mentor. My father's been dead for a long time. He allowed me to walk my dog back there and train him still. I can access it because it's not on private property. So, after the chief came over and told me that based on the old ordinance that everybody's always seen on the internet up until May the 22nd of last month, I didn't want to muzzle my dog. I've been training him for almost a year, well, over 6 months now. He's done everything I've told him to do. I'm not going to punish him by starting to put a muzzle on. I'll take him out this field away from everybody else. Mr. Wood gave me the permission, and I'll train my dog out there. Nobody was ever barked at. No dogs were ever barked at. I had an issue with one Mexican Chihuahua. He was loose. He ran up to us one time. I controlled Buda. He'll tell you if you talk to him. He used to ride his riding lawnmower. Buda would react to him in the beginning. Now Buda will sit there and he'll watch him ride his lawnmower because I trained Buda not to respond to him. It wasn't his lawnmower. Not a big deal. Dogs do that. Buda won't now. In October, I was given that command based on the old ordinance, like I said. And it was based on an allegation that I had let my dog trespass in the neighbor's yard across the street. And I have a video that shows my dog never touched their property. But after she complained that, the chief decided that I was guilty and that my dog needed to be off of public property. It was not allowed to be in a city park no longer. So I stayed on Mr. Lake for the next 7 months. On May the 4th, I took my dog out there, just like I always do for the last 7 months, to train him, to walk him 3 times a day. I did it regularly. The lady across the street made a false claim to the police department that after her children were left, you can see them in my, because I videotaped everything. I had a security camera in front of my house. After her children were left, my dog barked. He did. He reacted to a female barker. She knows it. This is the second time in 2 years that she walked her dog with her children attached to it. Even though she knows that this dog was them so vicious. She claims that I immediately, as soon as her children left with their dog, took my dog and intentionally ran. I don't run anywhere, I'm disabled. I can't run. And intentionally walked my dog out there to frighten her children. And that because of this, my dog should be in captivity. Okay? The officer come by, Officer Goodwin, he was a nice officer, I liked him. He come by and he said he was going to talk with her tonight. And he came back to me and confirmed that I was not trespassing. And I said, you're right. And he said, but because these people fear that your dog may attack them, I hadn't looked at my security camera at that time to see what the video looked like, but because your children may attack your children, we want you to keep your dog 100 feet away from the road service. Well, these are people that I talk to at the park. We would go up down and we don't react to them. And we sit down there and say good morning to them in the mornings and stuff like that. Because we still walk out there every morning. But I said, no problem. In order to appease these people across the street who have threatened me and attacked my children and never been prosecuted for it, I will stay in the middle of the field. I didn't discuss that with Herman. I stayed in the middle of the field. One day, Monday morning, chief came out there with the same ordinance that everybody had on the internet. Said my dog had to be confined to my house, period. He could not be allowed outside, period, not even on a leash. So I took my dog out of town. I parked my truck in the garage. I would take my dog through my house into my garage, put him in my truck, and I would leave town. And I would go out on the county road and walk my dog. May 8th of last month, the gentleman across the street, who was also a convicted felon, on behalf of Mrs. Stone, because she was up there talking to me just previously, I have the video of the gentleman doing it, carried a bat into my yard, walked up to my door, and told me he was going to beat the fuck out of me if I didn't stop recording their children. I don't record their children. I record my screen door from inside my house, and what my dog is doing, and everybody's out there playing field, do nothing. Sleeps on the floor 90% of the time. Now I'm being told I can't even live in the city of Gerald. I'm supposed to be out of here. I can't walk my dog outside in my own yard. I can't walk outside my fucking house. And I have to sell my home. I'll turn in my dog. Effective May 10th. That May 10th is over with. No kidding. I'm living here right now. I'm worried that the chief of police is going to come up and talk to you. They're going to come up and take my fucking dog, Sheriff. I'm sorry that my children have been attacked by this man. I've been told 3 times. One guy had a baseball bat. No charges have been filed against him. Now, and I have the evidence to prove it. Everything was recorded. Every single thing is recorded. Not one charge. Chief of police compared the second time he got me, he would invite me to a barbecue. My 15-year-old daughter was listening in the window because she has 2 steel rods in her back. She's disabled. She was standing in her window. Why are you disabled? I had a stroke 2 years ago. I laid there for 8 hours with no circulation to my brain. I don't function right. That's why I slow my speech. That's why I fall. I used to be an electrician. I can't stand inside of an electrical panel anymore because I don't have any balance. The damage, the cerebellum back here. I just have a problem, and not just you, but all these fucking people in this world that are on disability. I do it. A 15-year-old girl should not be on disability. She has 2 steel rods in her back. I know people that still she's not car around that don't. We don't know it. And you have disability that you can go out there and you can walk through out 3 times at the bar every day. But I'm sitting here busting my ass to make a living so you can get a disability patient. That just pisses me off. I'm sorry, sir? Well, it does. But all these goddamn people, half this fucking country is on disability or welfare, and it pisses me off. I have worked since I was 13 years old. I could probably go find a doctor that write me up something with disability, but I'm too goddamn proud for that. And I'm just pissed. And if that fucking dog that's wrong, it needs to go. I worked for 52 years years old. Everyone's fishing.
I'm sure there's things out there that you can do. If you can walk your dog 3 times a day to the park, there's something that you can do that says, be on disability and take my money from me. That's the way I feel about it. I have to pay my own health insurance, work my ass off here, 60 to 80 hours a week, and then all these other people out here, I could probably, before you name at least a dozen guys in this town on disability, and every one of them is working another job, getting cash on the table, and it just pisses me off.
I appreciate that. And the people that have no legitimate reason to go from disability, I agree with you 100%. I paid in Social Security disability, sir. Just like you. I'm not taking your money, sir.
That's Social Security, that's not disability.
I paid in Social Security, Medicare, everything that I'm collecting right now, sir. I don't collect a big check. I cannot work inside. I work for 30-something years in electrician. I can't work inside electrical panel. I have tried to go for training. I'm trying to send children to school and stuff right now.
On my tax dollars.
No, sir, my wife works. My wife works every day. She's a maid. She takes care of elderly people and disabled people every day. I'm not on disability because I want your tax money or because I'm able to go out and function. I'm not able to go out and function. I went to one of those doctors. I'm a VA. I go to a VA. I lost my hearing. I get a VA disability for that too. Am I a fault for that?
Well, my father-in-law had one of those things on in his head with a thing on the side of his head running down to a thing. So he lost his hearing in World War II. It worked until...
This never stopped me from working.
Well, it never stopped him either.
This back here stopped me from working. I don't have the ability, and a doctor pronounced me that way. I did not pronounce myself that way.
I can find a doctor to do it.
I didn't find a doctor. I went to a Social Security disability doctor, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I grew up in grade school. We never had all this stuff with these kids having this wrong with them, having autism, having this, having that. I went all through grade school here in high school. I remember one kid in my class back in the 60s and 70s that never had anything wrong. But now,
and I agree with you.
Got something wrong with them. So these doctors,
I'm not a kid.
All they're doing is making money. The doctors are making the money off the medicine, the medicine companies. They tell the doctor, hey, prescribe this medicine. No. There's so much of that medicine crap. I don't even like taking aspirins.
I take blood pressure medication. And I also have a plate in my neck, so, because I have cervical deterioration disc disease in my neck. So I have a still plate in my neck. I don't draw disability because I want to. I'd rather be out working. You can ask anybody. I feel like I should be driving a truck. My wife doesn't want me to because I can't stay awake that long. I can't keep my attention that long. I have a hard time talking. I have a hard time with my memory. There's a lot of reasons why I'm disabled. I didn't go into disability because I wanted to be disabled or I was looking for some kind of an easy out.
30 years ago,
and I understand exactly what you're saying, sir, and I believe exactly, and I do believe you're true. And I've seen a lot of people that I feel exactly the same way you do. All these other things that, they could be out working. I agree with you. But then there's some of us, sir, that do. We do have a disability. We have a reason why we can't do something.
I'm sure there's people out there 30 years ago that had the same problem. But we didn't have this disability.
And I agree with you.
My grandkids, who are 11 and 14, by the time they get in their working age,
my children are facing the same thing as your children are.
I'm not going to be able to work because of that to pay so much taxes because right now, 40%.
You and I have paid taxes for the same thing all of our lives up until this point.
Yeah, okay. I get my Social Security when it comes due.
Well, I hope that you do too, and my children will be paying for it when that time for you comes, sir. But we hope. And that's what my job is, to get them to that point.
Because there's more people going to be retiring than there is more people working.
That's because because of the big baby boom and everything that we had back then.
That is also because the younger generation kids are, I know I retired as a teamster car hauler.
My grandfather did too. I was a teamster.
For 15 years. I know a guy told me a day retired. One of the guys that got the old guy that used to work with us. He retired, had about 30 years now. He's on disability now. And he just wasn't able to do anything.
I'm not.
His wife is an RN. She's getting disability, and now they've got 2 kids on disability that are under the age of 18.
So I'm not. When my daughter disappeared in 2000, my wife and I struggled. We just got out of bankruptcy. It took us everything we had to buy this home. After I sell this home, we won't have nothing to give to our children. I'm not somebody that goes out and says, hey, give me a handout. I never have been. I bought this home in this town because I got 2 girls at home. I got 3 more just because it was just the one that got injured. And my dog never even touched her. And everybody keep calling them bitches before I ever get to court.
Well, that's the only thing I've been told.
I know that everybody's, and why is everybody being told this? My neighbors know it. They shouldn't even know this. It's not it's a case that my daughter refused to file any charges for. You know why? Because it was a stupid accident and she wished it never happened.
Was it your daughter that got hurt in the park?
No, it was she was 16 years old at the time. Yes, it was. That was in December of 2012.
And sued the city because she was swing broke.
Yes, and he hit her in the head and left the mark across her face. He gave her a concussion. Yes, I did. She did. I'm not. She is.
And she was not supposed to even be on the swing because it wasn't an adult swing, it was a kid swing.
She is an adult. And it's not marked as a kid swing. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't marked as there was any designated. I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying, sir. It wasn't marked, but there was a limitations on it. Oh, that pitch was this. It wasn't a little child swing. There's another my logo across the head. It was a regular swing. Both of my daughters just swung on it.
The bigger kids are at that.
Look, it's not posted that though, sir. She didn't know that.
It ain't posted on your lawnmower if your board's running, don't try to take the blades off or your board's running either, but you just have common sense that you wouldn't do that. You know, I didn't have a problem with this, with you guys or whatever, suing the city because she broke the swing, and, you know, that heard other things that they heard.
Well, one of the other things, because I keep hearing about those things too.
It didn't even happen there.
That's nonsense, sir. She was in school at the time.
But it didn't happen.
That's nonsense. That's not like that at all.
And it's going to be investigated, and if it was fraud committed, then somebody's going to be in trouble, because they was told we got a witness that that did not happen there, she did not get hurt there.
Well, that's a mistake. My youngest daughter just got off surgery. She just had to still put back the rod put in her back. That Thanksgiving, very Thanksgiving Day, just before that happened. They was walking down to the park as part of her recovery routine.
How come she had rods in her back?
She had sclerosis. She had such a severe curvature of her back that she couldn't breathe. They were down there at the park because she had bad treatment. She was told by her doctor to walk. The park is the safest place for her to walk.
Why, if she was supposed to be walking, why was she sitting there swing?
It wasn't her sitting in the swing. Her sister. The big one that you keep referring to, unfortunately. She can't help her size. She's been that girl all her life.
Well, she should know she shouldn't sit in a kid swing.
It wasn't a kid swing. It was a regular adult swing, so I don't know what you're saying.
She's walking. It's in the park there. She should have seen her without even a swing. Camera stupid. That was just stupid. A concussion. Concussion is, you know, you didn't have a room to get a concussion. You get a concussion from playing football and get your helmet hit. It's just like whiplash. People in a car wreck and they complain of whiplash. You can't even prove or not prove whiplash. Whiplash is the biggest joke for insurance. Anytime you get rear-ended, everybody's getting a whiplash. You know, and I was a paramedic for 25 years. I seen a guy one time when I had a lumberyard where Dollar General is, come in the lumberyard because he complained he was in a car wreck, he had whiplash. I wish I had a camera, because I would have went to court against him. He came walking there and had his collar on his neck, turned backwards the wrong way. But he was complaining he had whiplash. I had another one time a kid ended up getting killed. He was riding a three-wheeler, a four-wheeler, and jumping terraces on the guy's field. Well, I got summoned to court in Kansas City because the kid got killed jumping terraces because it was Honda's fault because he was riding that motorcycle. And I said, well, you summons me, but unless you summons me in paper, I'm not voluntarily coming. But if you summons me, you're going to pay for my gas and everything coming up there. I said, one thing I will tell you, I walk in that room, I will go right to the attorney for Honda and tell them I want to testify for them. I said, it wasn't Honda's fault that kid got killed on a freeway. He was out here trespassing on somebody's property, jumping terraces and got thrown off. It's just like saying somebody gets shot. Well, I'm going to sue Smith & Wesson because his gunshot killed me or killed my family member. The gun didn't do it. The pull trigger did it. This whole world is just fucked up.
Can I find someone helping, please, sir?
That's up to the judge. I got nothing to say.
I have to, I get to my court date, so.
Well, yeah, I guess you got to your court date.
You have to say over that, so.
No, I do not.
That's what I understand by reading all the articles about it.
I cannot and will not void any ticket that the police ever write.
I'm not asking the board no ticket.
So I got a student ticket, what do you do?
I'm not asking you to do anything about it. I'm not asking you to do anything about the trial, so I'm just asking you to give me time to get there. That's all I'm asking you for.
Well, as far as I know, you got time to get there if you got a court date set.
No, sir, I've got an order from the city that told me I have to be moved out of here. Well, I have to get rid of my dog instantly. That's what I have.
Well, I don't know. I can check on that tomorrow. But
I can give it to you right now.
I'll talk to
I have it right here, so.
but I don't get involved in that kind of police court stuff because
So I have it right here.
I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not trained to the police, and I just will not get involved in those things. Whether it's a civil matter or whatever, then I could say something that contradicts